Welcome to Sawdust and Cornbread. In today's video, I'm going to explain how I took a pre-manufactured shelf, mounted it to the wall, added some drawers for the perfect bathroom stuff organizer. It looks like a built-in. It's really simple to make and only took a few dollars considering we already had the shelf. It's something you can do to help organize your home as well.
I wanted to show you that the actual pre-manufactured shelf goes from the top, but it ends about right here. And this is not one of those shelves that you bring home and you put together. It's kind of particle board and has cardboard on the back. This is a more solid shelf. Now this entire bottom portion of the organizer is what I built myself. It's super easy, it's not technical, you don't need a degree in carpentry in order to do this. And really you just need a few dollars and a few measurements. To start out with, you want to measure from the bottom of your existing shelf how much you want to extend that down. So you need a sideboard the same width as the top part. You need your bottom baseboard to go across and then another one for the other side. Now all of this is screwed together or screwed and glued together to the center support shelves. So that's what gives it structural integrity on the bottom as well. That keeps it together. Depending on the width of your existing shelf and how much you want to extend it down, that's going to change measurements. So if I give you my measurements, it's really not going to help you any. Since this is a custom project, you want to make the drawers the size that you want them. You may want a wider or smaller sectional drawers.
I added shelves to the bottom section of the organizer wherever I wanted a row of drawers. To keep drawers in their allotted slot, I applied a thin piece of wood between the drawers on the shelf using wood glue and finishing nails. The face frame was made using the same thin pieces of wood glued and tacked into place. Okay, so I went ahead and pulled out all the drawers just to kind of show you the structure of the frame that I built. There's no shelf on the bottom. This is open inside. So I put one piece across the front, and then I have this dividing piece in the center that is screwed into each side of this thin frame. And then, so that created the bottom surface for my drawer. And again, I put a little narrow piece of wood on top of that to separate the drawers and keep them on track. When I started building the drawers, I was very intimidated because I had never done anything like that before. But if you think about it, what is a drawer? It's a box. It's 4 pieces of wood put together with the bottom on it. So it's really not that difficult to do once you break it down and get over just the intimidation of, oh goodness, it's a drawer, it's got to move, it's got to be perfectly square. It's really not that hard. I had the hardware store to cut my pieces to length, and this is a very low grade lumber here on the back part that stays inside. The front's a little bit higher grade just because you see it all the time. You want to be able to make it look nice and smooth and even, where the rougher grade has some boogered up parts and divots and stuff. Not a big deal for what you're not going to see, but you want the front to look good. So it ended up being maybe $2 or $3 for lumber. Really not an expensive project at all if you already have a shelf. I constructed the drawer with simple butt joints, and I'm going to put a simple little diagram up here to show you how that works. And butt joints are the easiest joint to do. You don't have to do any sawing or anything like that. It's just one blunt edge meets another blunt edge, and you screw or nail them together. So basically you just put glue on the ends of all the boards, butt them together, tack them together with the finishing nails, and it'll dry hard as a rock, solid, you're good to go. One thing I did do is I used a square to make sure that my sides are good and square, and you want to make sure it's plumb on the top. That just means that you don't have one side up, one side down. You know, you want it nice and level so that when you put it into your drawer hole, it just slides nice like that. Simple. As I realized, since I made this simple track out of wood, that if I just kept it wood on the bottom, that was going to scrape and dig in over time and make a lot of noise. This is a heavy-duty plastic liner, and its intent is to go on those wire shelves, like the wire racks you can put up in the closet. You put it on top of that so that little items don't fall through. So it's
heavy duty stuff. It's low friction, it slides easily, it's going to give structural integrity because it's stiff. So I just went ahead and measured the outside edges of each of my drawers, cut it to length with an X-Acto knife, and used the square as well. And then just took a heavy duty stapler, stapled it all the way around. I did opposite sides, so like I would staple this side, staple this side, and this side, just to keep it even. And it has worked beautifully. As you can see, slides right in. I know on this camera it's going to sound loud, but really it's minimal noise. It's not digging in. So it's the perfect solution, really, I think. If you don't have that in your house, I'm sure there's something similar that you could have, but if you have to buy this product, it's about $7 a roll, but you get a huge roll. You can use it on all your drawers. There's all kinds of other things you can use it for in your house, so it's not just a single time purchase. I know that might be a little pricey for some people. I understand. I have been there. But so far you're looking at about $10 for this whole built-in bathroom stuff organizer, and you can't beat that deal. Alright, so we have our box built. We put our bottom on it to actually make a drawer. So the only thing left to do is to sand, prime, and paint the front. I did it all one color so it looks like one unit. That was always meant to be that way. And then the only thing that's left is to put some hardware on the front to help you pull it out. What I was considering was actually taking a spade bit and drilling like 1 inch or 1.25 inch hole in there, like little pigeon holes, so you could actually stick your finger in there and pull them out. So if you didn't want to spend money on hardware, if you're trying to keep this as inexpensive as possible, that would be a great way to do that, and it's really a neat look. Now I did come across a super deal, a super spectacular deal on hardware. I'll put some pictures up there. I got probably 20 pieces for maybe $7, and these are high quality brushed chrome, I think they're called cup pulls is what they're called, and I really like the look of them. I like that they're sleek, they don't have a knob, so they won't catch your clothes as you're walking by. I'm weird about things like that. But they are usually $5 or $6 a piece, so giving $7 for a bag of 20 is amazing. Never underestimate the power of a clearance sale. To put those on, it was very simple. Just found the center of the drawer, drill your hole straight through, and then there's 2 little screws that go in the back, and then you have your hardware. And it's perfect. And as a matter of fact, I had so many of these cup pulls left over that I went ahead and put some on the sink that's right across here. I'll show you a picture of that. So now it's all matching, and I just love the way it looks. I hope you enjoyed this project. I know if you make it, you're gonna love it. I don't know how we lived without this before with all this stuff. It's now hidden away, but it's not jumbled together. It's in its own compartment, so we can find things fast, we can clean up easily, and it's made our life a whole lot better for $10, maybe $17 at the most, including the hardware, but you could easily do this for $10. If you're interested in doing more projects like this, where we take something in our home and we make it into something that we want and something that's useful, be sure to check out the Sawdust and Cornbread blog. I put the link down below. Be sure to keep your eye out for Easter eggs in those blog posts. There's 3 or 4 a week. And also keep an eye out in all of these videos. There's always an Easter egg or 2 from Disney in those videos, and I'll post those at the end and in the notes below. Have a magical week.
Were you able to spot all of the hidden Mickeys and Disney Easter eggs in today's video? Here's a quick recap of where they were all hidden. Also, be sure to check in the notes area below the video to see all the Easter eggs in this week's Sawdust and Cornbread blog. Thanks for joining us.